all right? And as we do, air is getting cool and cooler. Frost coming in the night. Hickonuts and walnuts falling. Possum keeping out of sight. Turkey strutting in the backyard. Nary a step so proud as his. Keep on strutting, Mr. Turkey. You don't know what time it is. Signs of the Time. Paul Laurence Dunbar. Welcome, welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, I said finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Oh, yeah. We here, y'all. Get excited. Come on, let's go. Go. Open mic presented by the legendary, I said the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host this evening. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Happy Thanksgiving and Turkey Day and Fixins Day for all of you who are celebrating. You know what this is. We wouldn't miss this day. It doesn't matter. Even if it's the apocalypse, baby, we'll be here. Welcome to episode 50. You know how we do, because we've been doing this and doing this and doing this well. Week after week, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on one of these streams, and we truly appreciate you, and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen, 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? Trust and believe we're going to show you this evening. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right, so we would like to thank the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs and the Howard Gilman Foundation for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to nuyorican.org/contribute. Trust and believe every dollar counts, and we truly appreciate it. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be, because that cat's dope all the way up in the BX, baby. Cat's the dopest, man, for real. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. So many things going on. Make sure you plug in, all right? Tonight's theme, the thanks we're giving. Right? The blessings of today, whether you invest in said holiday or not, right? Today is about the thanks we're giving, right? It's about the blessings of today. However, if your artwork is not on theme this evening, that is still totally cool. We are still looking forward to what everyone brings this evening, all right? Next week's theme, Coming at y'all. Fighting injustice. Repeal righteousness, right? Because this is what some folks are trying to do. Trust me, my latest work is on that. So next week, fighting injustice, repeal righteousness. Make sure you plug in, come through with all of your heavyweight work. It's gonna be an incredible one. All right, yeah, basta. Listen, here's a look at the upcoming themes. This will round out the year, folks. All right, so make sure you plug in. Make sure that we end the year like we started it, right? Let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. So, and we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your performance. So make sure you turn your cameras on. As you're getting ready to rip, have your artwork ready. All right, make sure you have your sound settings adjusted for the resident musicians who are in the building. Make sure your sound settings are on the good, so we can make sure we hear everything. Also, make sure you are changing your Zoom name to coincide with how you want people to connect with you, either before or after you get down. Make sure you put your information in the chat so we can continue to grow this incredible community. Artists, this evening, you got 2 minutes to rock. Listen, folks. Serious business, all right? Keep it tight, keep it right. Folks got family, right? Everybody's doing whatever it is that people are doing, right? So let's keep this tight, 2 minutes, so we can make sure we get everybody heard, spend time together, and we can continue to spend time with whoever else is in your world, all right? Keep it tight, folks. Let's get it. We have reached that time, especially on this day. Some folks are already passed the hell out, you know what I mean, from the tryptophan that's been going down, right? However, this is still the time of night where the babies should be headed to, you know, take a nap for the night, because there are explicit lyricists in our community, right? And the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship. Other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. Go around and get cute and get the boot, homie, for real. Thou hast been warned. For real, I promise you, you're gonna hear some things. Listen, this artistry is a living, breathing trigger warning, all right? Thou hath been warned. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy, all of that exuberance with the artists and the community. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. So share all of that energy with the community, and it will be returned to you in the performance of each and every member of this community. Trust and believe. The guaranteed list tonight is closed, all right, to sign up, which would be 24 hours before the show. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sign up, you go to Nuyorican.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on a Thursday that you want to get down on, and you need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list, and they don't populate until 24 hours before the show. All right, make sure it's artists. Folks who get in view tickets, you're just going to be in the gallery, which is cool, right? You can get on the good luck round. That's totally cool. You want to get on the guaranteed list? Artists, RSVP, all right? If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you are pulling up to the Nuyorican Bowery Slam. Shout out J Rose. Shout out Luna Rosa. It's going down. Dr. Z Page been rocking in there, man, for real. Also, shout out Soul Preem. Make sure you are pulling up to the Lower East Side Center, rocking with Soul Preem. That cat's dope. Listen, the teen open mic is coming soon. Make sure, if at all possible, you continue to inspire the next generation, right? Continue to push them into spaces to cultivate their artwork, right? That's also part of our job, part of our charge as artists. Listen, the final Friday Slam is coming this Friday, all right? The tickets are just, listen, it's gonna be a packed house. The artists, they're coming in. Listen, if you're looking for the real work, come through on Friday night, folks. It's gonna be amazing. Also, with one of our own getting down. Shout out Dr. Z Page. It's gonna be incredible, folks. I promise you. Also, the Know Thyself space. Listen, we are trying to cultivate the entire artist. All right. So make sure you plug into all the spaces. Tonight's list. All of these incredible artists came to get down, folks. So let's do it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? I wait all week to see y'all, man. It is great to see you. Haven't seen some of you in a while, but it is great to see you. I see Teflon Donna in the building. Good to see you. Mr. Tez is here. The Iron Chef is here. It's gonna be a great one. Yeah, man. The national treasure himself, Mr. Tezasomok, is here. For real. It is great to see that dude, man. All right, let's jump it off. And listen, I don't know if this is a thing, but listen, we can make it a thing, my guy, because the way that you do what you're about to do, sir, again, I always say we're about to get some balance to our week because we are starting the show with the one and only Joski C. Unmute yourself. Let these folks know where they can find you, Joski. It is always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Oh, hey, Elemental. Hey, I think it's a good day to say I'm very grateful for the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, for you and Ron Mark Thompson and La Bruja and everybody that makes this thing fly, and to all these incredible writers and artists. And thank you for the inspiration. I have one poem. This is new. Ice knocks at the door, louder this time. I expected their skin to be bluer than white. Donde está tu papá? I expected their snot to be icicles. Tu mamá, tu abuela. I expected breath from the Arctic. Tu hermana, tu tío. I expected to shake from the cold. Again and again, también, shapes pretending to be men, molded into uniforms, come to kidnap mi amor. Separación knocks at the door.
Telling you, I continue to say, whether that cat has his instrument in his hand or is using his voice as an instrument, that cat's incredible every single time. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski C.
Joski.
Well, instead of playing a guitar, you were playing another language, and it was just as sweet.
Thank you.
What a powerful way to start the evening. Thank you so much, Joski. We love you. Thank you.
No doubt about it. Like, again, Joski, when you do what you do, man, it just, like I said, you just bring balance to our week, man. And I'm thankful that you continue to come through and share with us. Appreciate you, Joski. Coming up next, one of the newest members of our community. This cat really continues to come through and put in work, man. And I'm telling you, you're about to get that work. The one and only Alan Gary is back in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. Great to see you. Please take it away.
Hi, everybody. I am grateful to supportive communities such as this one. And I am also very grateful to poets who have inspired me, such as Charles Bukowski, which has inspired this next poem. And anytime, stop by, say hi, respond to all of my open posts on my Facebook page. This is called Mephistopheles. Am I the devil's agent? Got a soul to sell ya, cheap, in a suburban garage sale. Looking for a deal? Smile for your neighbor, spit out an ant, swallow a Volvo. Step right up, bros and sisses, see the show. Jesus and Moses hanging in the garden, drinking apple cider, buy a relic, only slightly used, heal your heart in time for Valentine's Day. Wet dreams rule, pinup models duel, Marilyn to Madonna or Mother Mary to Mother Teresa. Doesn't matter either, good tickets still avail. Vacuum cleaner sales, watchtower subscriptions, encyclopedias door to door, all only slightly outdated. Get them for a song, family sing along. Meth tastes good like a cigarette should, said the cowboy cancer in a way. While visiting the human petting zoo, Father Time has a surprise for you. Baptism to bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah too, segregation integration, Baha'i rhymes too. Lawrence of Arabia makes the good girl swoon. 7 deadly sins kicks impure thoughts ass while playing chess and checkers in the sanctuary after class. Confessions, dirty deeds, her dirt cheap. Come on in, sit right down and sin. A bookstore full of heavy shit, from flagrums to solicits. This dark booth, tunnel to God, then genuflect by a pew. Clean your soul with your quarters. $1 more gets you heaven. Feel the rapture? Talk in tongues. You want love? Cost money, honey. Work all day, make amends. The saints come marching in. Nothing's free, not even eternity. Where you been? Where are you now? Come with me. I got the key. Thank you.
Yo, that's how you come through and just rip that shit. Come on, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alan Gary.
Yeah, nothing's free, not even eternity. That's going on a plaque on my wall, Alan.
Listen, folks. Like, that's what it's really about, right? And listen, when you he said swallow a Volvo, like, come on. But again, when you put that in there, anytime you add that special seasoning in what you do, it's gonna come out like that, right? Heal your heart in time for Valentine's Day. Come on, man, right? Father Time has a surprise for you, no doubt, right? Feel the rapture, talking tongues, man. Come on, man. I appreciate what you do, sir, for how you do it and staying dedicated to it. Appreciate you. Listen, I didn't forget about Joski, right? When he was talking about ice, Joski said, I expected their snot to be icicles. Come on. What? Shapes pretending to be men? Like, it's just pretty incredible. I'm not gonna waste any more time because he is receiving a call on the bat phone as we speak. The one and only Catman Bill is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. Come on, Catman, take it away.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I've got so many distractions here. I got to call you back. Hold on. Forget about. Let me turn off my Edison. I don't know what's going on here, but time is pushing on, and I've got some really dirty shit to say. So all I can say is get the kids out. If you want to make this a two-way, you can put everybody on off mute, because it's kind of hard to do stand-up when you don't know what's going on. So it's up to you. All right, you ready?
Hey, folks, we'll try it out. The man said he wants feedback, so let's do it.
Okay, hold on. So, in any way, first I'm going to say the world, I don't know about anybody that knows this, but the world is filled with dirty dicks. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. And how do I know this? Because anytime guys go into laboratories, what do? They go straight to the urinals and they pee. They have dirty hands. I don't go to the urinals. I go over to the wash basin and wash my hands because I'm about to touch the most pristine part of my body, and I don't want to touch it with all kinds of gum and gook all over my hands, but everybody does that. So pussy is clean, dicks are dirty. I mean, that's my thing. All right, so next. Has anybody ever met a cannibal? You're looking at one. I'm a registered cannibal now. What happened once, I came out of the dental office with a numb face, and I bought a pack of potato chips, and on the way home, I started eating them. And little did I know that I was eating my tongue and gums. It was a mess. And that constitutes cannibalism, don't you think? So anyway, moving right along. Cut me off if I'm over time. Anyway, I just want to talk about being eaten once by a woman. A long time ago, she was an older woman and I was a younger guy. She loved the way I licked her vagina, and now it was my turn. So she laid me on my back, and you don't have to tell me twice. Right before the old ritual began, she reached into her mouth and yanked out her dentures and tossed them on the bed. No advance warning. She scared me. I looked over at the dentures and back at her, then back at the dentures and back at her. By that time, her dentures were talking to me and they said, "Look over here, asshole. I own you now." So that's my stand-up. 2 minutes have probably passed. Thank you. I wasted 2 minutes of your precious time.
Definitely was not a waste at all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Catman Bill.
I will wash my hands from now on before I drain the weasel. That's what's gonna happen.
That's right.
If I recall correctly, though, he also said he does not wash his hands after.
That's right. I don't have to wash my hands after. Why? Because I touched something very pristine. I didn't dirty where I touched. That's true. So watch out. You don't want to shake my hands.
Be thankful for the etiquette that was employed regarding the dentures, Bill.
Oh, you're welcome. Any old time.
Any old time.
And that really did happen. I mean, I just, you know, it wouldn't have happened with a younger woman, but an older one, you know, that had dentures, I wouldn't have guessed it in a million years. And, you know, she did her duty.
Her duty. Wow, that cat said she did her duty. While the dentures were saying, "I own you now." Golly, that's beautiful, sir. I appreciate the fact that you, first of all, considered yourself a resident cannibal, a registered cannibal, and then recognized that the dentures were talking to you. That's just beautiful, sir. Truly, truly appreciate what you do and sharing your genius with us. You're incredible, sir. Thank you. All right. The next couple of folks are not in the building just yet, so we will move on to Brooklyn. Listen, this next artist continues to come through and has emerged as one of the storytellers in the building. The one and only Markensi is in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
You'll find me here. Don't you dare cross your legs, whistle, roll your eyes, or suck your teeth. Have some decorum about yourself, child. You are clueless, feeding on Popeyes, McDonald's, pizza. It takes a village, they say, and they're right. Back home, we greet everyone with a kiss and a smile. If you get out of line, bat shan tun metli, a hit dog will holler. Bust them upside their head and bring them to me. My virgin castor oil, l'huile masqueti, relieves a child of any cold. Rub it on his forehead, back, and chest. Little drips in the nostrils is sure to work. What do you mean Tylenol will do the trick? I fed you green plantain and saltfish, spaghetti and smoked herring, green banana porridge, stewed vegetable with cornmeal, papaya smoothie, jus papaye, condensed milk, vanilla, sugar, ice, beef stew with dumpling, and that glorious pumpkin soup jumu, in honor of Independence Day, January 1st, 1804. I wash my meats, sour orange, lime, salt, vinegar, and marinated in ipis. If you speak Spanish, sofrito. Onion, garlic, scallion, bell pepper, parsley blended in oil, salt, and Maggi or chicken bouillon. Blended or pounded down in a pilon or mortar and pastille. Our sauce is not complete without tomato paste for thickness, color, and taste. Our fast food is fritai, smashed and fried plantain with griot, fried pork. With pickles, a vinegar-based coleslaw with Scotch bonnet pepper. Pâté, smoked herring, chicken or beef patty, baked in phyllo dough. Here, I don't know what I'm eating. In the countryside, I planted grain and legumes. Mango and avocado trees hung heavy with fruit, sweeping the ground and left to rot. I journeyed on foot for miles at a time. My life was strictly l'école, lakai, l'église, schoolhouse, my house, church house. You never took me any place and said the park is unsafe. The library was always top of the list. A doctor, lawyer, engineer, you would parade around. I brought you Pepe, secondhand, on credit. I went to sewing school and made uniforms and apparel for adults and children. I learned a trade, still I sold at the market. I didn't leave mama's house until marriage. I'll take mine bowling to Disney World, putting away the screens to focus on family. I respect tradition. Haiti is my journey and destination, but I too am American. And in adult at that, it's now my turn to make decisions. They don't even speak Creole. You should have gotten with a Haitian woman. Mama, if not for her, you wouldn't be a grandmother. I guess that's how it was meant to be. I don't question God, but it's destiny. Mama, go sing your hymns and read your Bible. Pray for me, fulfill your prophecy. To my kids, I'm some type of hero. That means something to me. I'm doing the work the best way I know how. I have surely left my mark. Thank you.
I told you all about that work she puts in. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Markencia.
Wow. Thank you.
You can say that over and over again, Markencia. You have left your mark here too, that's for sure.
So many imagery and details. Thank you so much, Markencia. And I did get your message last week. I will follow up with you. That was beautiful. Thank you for contributing and participating today. That was amazing. Beautiful.
Email me a plate. Email me a plate.
No doubt. Like what you do, right? Again, this is why, you know what I mean? She's now one of the storytellers in the building, right? She made ingredients sound like more than just a dish, right? That's why Babes was like, yo, email me a plate, right? It's just how you tell your stories, how you weave your ingredients into your roux. Shout out my son. You know, it's incredible, right? And you always serve us tasty dishes. Again, shout out to Iron Chef. You're incredible what you do, from the green banana porridge to the beef stew with dumplings, right? To the mango and avocado trees, right? To I too am American. They don't even speak Creole. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Appreciate you, Markencia, for what you do. Brooklyn in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. All right. Coming up next, the Jedi Masters in the building. Cat who has more claim to this than all of us. Rock with the founders. The only cat that I know in the Allowed anthology from the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. One of the best in the world. The one and only Paul Skiff is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Jedi Master. Please take it away.
Hey, that's siren action going on down on the street. I hope it's not causing audio overload. I am on Instagram at Skiffgram. Yo doy gracias y elogios para todos de ustedes aquí esta noche, mis amados. And I give thanks to Elemen2al and RMT and just everybody who's here who keeps making this happen. You know, you are the living voice of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. And I give thanks for everybody here who keeps huffing and puffing on the spark lit by the founders. I don't really got a poem. I just wanted to do a little what they used to call demystifying and get into just a short expose of Thanksgiving in the United States of America. Everybody knows the myth of the original Thanksgiving, but the holiday itself was originated by this guy, Abraham Lincoln. And it came as a result of this. Corrupt federal agents kept the Dakota Sioux from receiving food and provisions and payments of over $100,000 that were guaranteed to them by the federal government. Finally, at the brink of death from starvation, members of the tribe fought back, resulting in the Dakota War of 1862. In the end, after driving thousands of white colonialist settlers out of their lands, the government sent an army to defeat the Sioux, which took over 4 months to do. In a trial, over 300 Sioux were condemned to death, but then all but 38 were let go. Then President Lincoln ordered 38 Dakota men to die from hanging, the single biggest mass execution in U.S. history. Then President Lincoln proposed the national holiday of Thanksgiving, and he felt that Thanksgiving as a kind of a publicity stunt would offer an opportunity to bridge the hard feelings among natives in the federal government. It was a kind of turkey washing, if you will. And I'd like to conclude by stating the land on which we are present together in the United States of America, which we live and come together now on in the present United States, belongs to Native peoples who have sacred connections to it and who have stewarded the land sustainably for thousands of years before the arrival of white settlers. I acknowledge the long history and effects of settler colonialism that resulted in genocide, forced removal and relocation, fractured connections to sacred homelands, as well as lost stories, relations, languages, ways of life, and other personal and cultural attributes. I recognize the ongoing inequities that exist today from this legacy in this society, and I acknowledge that many of us continue to benefit from this legacy, and I challenge everyone as guests on the land to use their privileges to support the original peoples and organizations. I encourage engagement with the history of this land and its native owners, the indigenous people. I offer my deep gratitude for the ways in which the land of this region and its history, as well as its indigenous ways of knowing and relating to the human and more than human world, inform this environment. As a non-native guest and creator, I live and work on the ancestral lands of the Munsee Lenape people and Wecquaesgeek band of the Wampinger tribes. This place where I am was originally named Manhattan, Hilly Island. Also, it was known as the place of gathering wood to make bows because of a grove of hickory trees at the south end of the island. And, especially for my liking, this place was also known as the island where we all became intoxicated. So even before the white colonizers, Manhattan was known as a place for relaxation and enjoyment. I'm grateful to acknowledge that I continue this indigenous tradition on this land. Thank you.
You never know what you're going to get from the Jedi Master, but it's always going to be enlightening. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
That was a great piece.
That was powerful, Dave. Thank you for reminding us that we are guests on the land. And yes, I saw the comment in the chat as well. Turkey washing. That's a powerful way of describing it. We know what you mean by this, Paul. You're amazing. Thank you for being here with us tonight, as always.
You know, what I appreciate about you most, Jedi Master, is you continue to bend our senses, right? Kind of like in the vein of the God, we'll hear from him in a minute, right? But you continue to take what we know as poetry and belief and trust and insight, and you tune it. Like, I don't know if you tune it up a half step or make it a sharp instead of but what you do, sir, it always hits a chord that speaks to people. And I appreciate the fact that you stay plugged into that, right? People don't even want to acknowledge what you just said, right? Demystify. Like, come on, right? The Dakota War of 1862, come on, man, right? Forced removal and relocation. Like, that could be part of the Magna Carta, as far as I'm concerned. Use their privileges to support the original peoples, right? I would suggest that for anyone. Because, they're non-native guests, that was hot. Non-native guests, like non-native species, like that's just beautiful. I love it. Appreciate you for what you do, Mr. Skiff, and for always bringing your blessing to the community. We truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next. Listen, I don't have it because I'm on the road. Y'all know how I usually get down. I will tell you that this cat came to do everything, but he did not come to tap dance because the God came to put in work. The one and only Baba Ngoma is in the building. Always looking forward to what you do. Prepare yourself for the experience. Please, God, take it away. Great to see you as always.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I want to acknowledge Pepe D'Angelo. Pepe D'Angelo passed. And for those of you who've been hanging out at the Nuyo, not just virtually, but actually been going to the Nuyo, will remember him as the bartender. And I just wanted to, a moment of silence for him. Okay, so here we go. Misgivings Day. Epigraph. It was a fearful sight to see them frying in the fire, and the streams of blood quenching the same. And horrible was the stench thereof. But the victory seemed a sweet sacrifice as they, the Massachusetts militiamen, gave praise to God. That's a quote by Governor William Bradford in Plymouth, Massachusetts in 1621. When we found these so-called pilgrims, they were wandering around lost, cold, and starving. Thought they was in India or someplace. The earth is our mother, the universe God, so they didn't understand that they cannot own the land. These men who cover their bodies in shame call us out of our name and murder in the name of Jesus. Being kind and humane, we shared wild turkey and deer, not knowing there was any need to fear, gave them shelter and corn, but we still mourn the massacre of our people. They tried to make us slaves. We didn't understand, so they cut off our hands. They couldn't dig the songs we sung, so they cut out our tongues. Our spirits still chant battle cries. These so-called Puritans who came with Bibles, swords, and guns, thank their blue-eyed God that, quote, on this day, we send 600 souls to hell. So as the truth is told, as you stuff your face with corn and turkey, don't choke, but do remember, if the guilt don't get you, the karma will.
Don't choke, damn it. Don't choke, man. Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for the God in Gomo.
Oh man, wow.
The guild doesn't get you the karma. Well, how powerful. Today is also educational again. I love that. It's not just, that we're giving thanks, but we're also educating each other, reminding each other. That is, wow. Powerful. Everyone so far. Powerful.
I mean, listen, we call it an open mic. We could have called it a potluck. You know what I mean? Because everybody bringing the food up in here this evening. You know what I mean? Sides on sides and proteins on proteins. Like, yo, this is what we do. I continue to say, some people do this, but we do this, right? When we found these so-called pilgrims, they thought they were in India or something. That's just real shit. That's just for the folks who know, that's just real shit. I love it. Murder in the name of Jesus. Hey, couldn't understand the songs that we sung, so they cut out our tongues. So don't ask me why I speak revolution fluently. Don't ask me. Proof. Listen, man, what you do is just, it's just necessary, right? We need your voice. We need to be reminded of the tone and the texture of your voice. So continue to come through and do what you do. We truly appreciate you. Thank you for spending this time with us. Always a pleasure, sir. Appreciate you. All right. Coming up next, Mr. Rhyme, that's always right on time. Listen, this cat has just continued to do what he do and always got his smile strapped on tight too. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Eddie. Always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you, my bro, like no other words like thunder. And my name is Ed Potato, the Fantastic. Please it's time to go join my rhyme, Fafo Sublime. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you so much for this community. Thank you for the power of poetry and unity. Thank you so very much for me being here. Now, time to get in gear. All right, this is called Much Better. It's better to give than to receive. It's better to fail than to achieve. It's better to share than to be greedy. It's better to work than to be needy. It's better to love than to be bad. It's better to be happy than to be sad. It's better to be simple than to be complicated. It's better to be adored than to be hated. It's better to be alive than to be dead. It's better to be here than to be ahead. It's better to be you than nothing at all. It's better to feel than to be a wall. It's better to sing than to be mute. It's better to be real than to be cute. It's better to be a memory than to be a dream. It's better to be a road than to be a stream. Thank you.
Listen, I'm telling you, I told y'all that cat's always on it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
Yeah, yay.
I'm telling you, man, like you could get away with just writing jingles all the time, man, because of how bright your writing is. Like, for real, you should think about that, man. Writing shit, greeting cards, bro. Like, what you do is just amazing, Eddie, right? It's better to be real than to be cute. Continue to be the real cat that you are, Eddie. We see you. We appreciate you, man. Truly appreciate you. Make sure y'all plug in with Eddie Foreman, man. That cat's all kinds of creative. All right. Coming up next, this incredible artist. Listen, I told y'all last week, right? The way that he connects with the nature that he goes into, it's incredible. Again, shout out to storytellers in the building. Mr. Eloquent Writer himself, the one and only Ray Whitaker is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Hey, folks. I wanted to say first off that I'm just very grateful for this platform. I'm the Nuyorican Cafe and you, Elemen2al, and Ron. You guys are the best. Just the best. I'm grateful for being here. I'm grateful to my own poet heroes too. I got about 6 that I would be in heaven if I could actually shake hands and have a cold one with. But this piece that I have today is not my usual walk in the woods, and this piece is actually for Paul. Those of you that were here a couple weeks back, maybe it was 3 weeks ago, he had a a real powerful piece about what to expect and why you come to the Nuyorican. You might remember, some of y'all might remember that. And that has stuck with me, and it made me think about all the cafes and bars that I had an experience in. And so this piece here is about that, really. So it's called Bars and Local Cafes. I just finished it about 30 minutes ago, but I've been working on it for a day or two. So here we go. Walking through the Hunsrück forest in 1968, age 15, pretending to know everything. Past a derelict World War II German machine gun emplacement. That was intimidating. No shit. Even if it's old, gray, chipped concrete. Into a guest house deep down that wooded lane. He had a Bitburger beer there, as if he was supposed to. It was so American in that common Freudenzimmer. Later, when 17, in Paris, it's 1970, he chanced into a bar with cold neon lights, a short, voluptuous woman. Whew, what a great looker she was. She asked him to buy her a drink. Seeing an easy mark. He did, however, he couldn't buy another. And that was when she laughed at him, mocking, knowing he was just a kid. 19 now, walking into the Plaza Mayor Tosca bar, one of many in downtown Madrid. It's 1972. Easy to get the great foods there when surrounded by no one speaking English, drinking a Zella Dam and feeling eyes on him, leaving after deciding that no repeat of Paris was necessary. In the 80s, playing trombone in a 10-piece boogie band in the northern Shenandoah Valley, the job was booked at a place that looked like the bar from the Blues Brothers movie. Chicken wire in front of the stage, peanut shells on the floor, and they wailed, man. The band and horns wailed that night. Beers drunk by the band were so many, we made about 50 cents after each of the tab was paid. I don't go into bars where the Harleys are in a row, lined up out front, those many bikes. That's a warning. Even if it is the 1990s, the most organized way the bikers have, accepting just maybe a propensity for violence. There was one of those a few miles away from my home in North Carolina, and I never went in. Never been afraid of the new places not even useful to survival, perhaps inhabited by orangutans or Neanderthals and Cretans pretending to be human. However, I will never hesitate to go into a bar that has the working class intent on life, where the chips are covered in salsa and not on shoulders. Maybe there'll be some poets there, reading, taking us places where we've never thought we'd go. Perhaps the place will be full of authenticity, with not a regret in sight. You'll know those when you see them. Thank you.
Yeah, man. That dude puts in work, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ray Whitaker.
Nice, yay.
Great storytelling. Oh, and the setting overseas. Oh, Gucci.
Yeah, I love the timeline, sir. Right? Anytime that you lay out a timeline in a piece, right? At this point, he started out, it was 17, and then he moved to 19, right? That progression, it just helps your audience just continue to, be pulled into what you do. And then you're a pretty dope storyteller at that, right? Seeing an easy mark, right? He said it looked like the bar from the Blues Brothers movies. If you've ever seen those, that's an incredible image, right? It's something that you don't, or you really can't get out of your psyche. So that's really dope. The bar with the working class intent, right? that really is what the cafe is. I was going to that one, Maze. I was going to that one, right? That really is what the cafe is. It just, it's not in a super rich high end. It's just, it really is a working class space. And then the salsa on chips, not on shoulders. Yeah, that's a beautiful one right there. Thank you for doing what you do and being committed to your storytelling, man, because you're great at it. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you for hanging out with us this evening, truly. One more artist, and we're going to go to halftime. This priestess continues to come through and bless us with her incredible work, her incredible insight, and the blessing that she just is. The one and only Oshun Yoyen is in the building. It is always great to see you, priestess. Let these folks know where they can find you. Please take it away.
They can find me digging through my emails trying to figure out what the hell to read. I was going to read something I wrote back in 2007, but it rhymed. So I decided I wasn't going to read that. So I picked something a little bit more later, and I don't write like this anymore, but I'm reading it anyway. I wrote in 2010. That's how long ago it was. Okay. Are you suffering from Americanism? Delusions include thinking that America is the greatest country in the world when America ranks #1 in death by violence, #1 in rape, 21st in math and science skills, 22nd in overall literacy, 99th in peacefulness. Are you suffering from Americanism? International symptoms include feeling every country would be better off if it was more like America, and thinking that sending the military in to enforce American ideals is a good way to help those poor, suffering foreigners out. Other symptoms that are common are parroting empty propaganda, saying American democracy is the best form of government in existence. Are you suffering from Americanism? Some indications include labeling all non-white countries as third world countries, labeling any religions other than Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and Buddhism as pagan, heathen, and barbaric, calling other races other than Caucasian ethnic. Are you suffering from Americanism? Do you speak louder when speaking to someone whose first language isn't English, thinking they'll understand you better? Do you say speak English, this is America, when other civilized countries in the world all speak more than one language? Do you snicker or look down on someone when they're dressed in their culture's clothes? Do you suffer from Americanism? Do you believe the myth of the first Thanksgiving? Do you believe the Pilgrims came to this continent because of religious persecution when they picked exile over going to jail because they had committed regicide? They killed the king. Do you believe enslaved Africans are better off being brought to this country in the chains of slavery? Do you think indigenous people are all savages, that they needed to be civilized by the so-called pilgrims, that manifest destiny, the noble sounding mission and destiny of the United States, the never been United States, who stole this land from the indigenous people? Do you suffer from Americanism indicated by any of the above phenomena? Is your motto America, love it or leave it? Do you feel as though you don't need to travel to appreciate any other country because everything you could possibly want or need is right here in America? Bad news. You are terminal and a cure would be a miracle. Consult your conscience and pray.
Wow, come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Oshun Yoyen.
I don't write like this anymore, but
you should. It's awesome.
It's sounds like a cash register to me.
No, that was a consult your conscience and pray. And yeah, do we suffer from Americanism? You could have said it better. That was to the point, direct and to the point. Amazing.
Absolutely. Again, what you do and how you present your work and where it comes from, right? You say you don't write like that anymore, but it still comes from the spirit of you, right? Are you suffering from Americanism? Like that's just right. International symptoms include number one in death by violence, right? Considered all non-white countries as third world. Yeah. You think all indigenous peoples are all savages. The never been United States. And is your motto, America, love it or leave it? I'm telling you. Y'all, when I hear stuff like that, I'm only excited to finish the work that I'm working on. It's just, I appreciate y'all. For real, you continue to show me that I should continue to do exactly what I do. You continue to inspire me. Thank you for coming through and sharing it with us. We truly, truly appreciate you. All right. Let's hand it off to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. Ron, all the way up in the BX, baby. How you feeling this evening, Ron?
I'm just feeling great to be here with everyone, and thank you, Elemental, for continuing the tradition of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe's online open mics to even when it is Thanksgiving to hold and host our online open mics, just like the previous Thursday online open mics were hosted by Ray Jane and our executive director La Brewer, since the holiday falls on a Thursday. So thank you, Elemental, for continuing to do this. We appreciate you. Yeah, and I'm zooming in from the Bronx, from New York City, which we experienced quite a bit of rain this morning, but we are happy that we have that because we had been in a drought for the last 2 months. So I am thankful that we finally got some rain here in New York City. So as Elemental mentioned, I am zooming in from the Bronx. Our Nuyorican Poets Cafe is located in Manhattan, in New York City, on the Lower East Side, but we are currently closed. And we have been closed for a year now, but that doesn't hold us back from continuing our programs both online and in person throughout different venues in New York City. Elemental did mention the Nuyorican Bowery Slam. We are continuing that every Monday all the way till the day before Christmas Eve. We're only going to take off on December 30th, but we're going to continue for the remainder of this year, and then starting in January, always on Monday, 6:30 p.m. at the Bowery Poetry Club, and all the winners from Mondays move on to compete on in the final Friday Slam. And Elemental already mentioned it will be virtually this month because it is taking place tomorrow. And I know many of you may be out of town, so we have moved it from the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater online to Zoom, and we made it free. Of course, donations are always welcome for all of those who have donated for tomorrow or today when you got your artist RSVP ticket, or in general. We appreciate you because you keep our programming alive, especially the free events that we offer. So if you have, I know some of you already have gotten your tickets for tomorrow. If you have not yet gotten your ticket and you will be available tomorrow, join us, get your ticket on our calendar ticket site, or directly go to nuyorican.org/FFS, which stands for Final Friday Slam. Tony McPherson will be hosting it on Zoom tomorrow. I will be in the background providing tech assistant, and Elemental happens to be one of the 5 judges, so we look forward to that new role as well. And Elemental also mentioned one of our great mainstays here on Thursdays, Dr. C. Page. She has performed on Mondays at the Bowery Slam and won 3 weeks ago, and as a result will be competing tomorrow. So on that note, we do have 4 matches tomorrow. Marcus Stokes versus Lady K will be one of the matches. Dr. C. Page versus Jackie the Poetic Therapist will be the other match. And also Brian the Motel Guy versus Kai Giovanni. And last but not least, the 4th match will be Chef versus you, meaning we actually have a lottery slot, which we were doing it the same that we have done on the Final Friday Slams in the Puerto Rican Traveling Feeder. Anyone who attends the virtual Zoom tomorrow, CP Mace, I'm looking at you. You know, anyone can enter the lottery slot, and then we're gonna pick it, you know, from a randomizer wheel, and whoever is the lucky winner of that slot will compete against Chef. And if you then win that match, you will move on to the second round. There will be 3 total rounds tomorrow. So again, if everyone who is free here in the audience, our participants, stop by tomorrow, get your tickets tonight or tomorrow morning on our ticket site, and you can participate in Zoom. And if for any reason you cannot participate at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, we will be live streaming into YouTube, and you can also watch the recording afterwards. So on that note, hello everyone who is watching us in YouTube and Facebook right now. Welcome back. I know we had some tech issues with the live stream the last weeks, but luckily we were able to upload the recordings. So welcome, you know, if you see us online. Also, I want to let everyone in Zoom and on YouTube know, save the date. Our Grand Slam will be on the final Friday in December, and the final Friday of the year, December 27th, 9:30 p.m. Tomorrow we will be announcing where we will be holding this in New York City. It will be an in-person event. It will be a great event. You will be amazed when you're here tomorrow where we will be holding it. So we don't have the ticket link yet for that, but we should have it tomorrow. But save the date regardless. And if you are in New York City during the holidays next month between Christmas and New Year's, we welcome you to buy your ticket and check us out at the Grand Slam, where all 11 winners from January to November from the Final Friday Slams will be competing to be the Grand Slam winner, the Slam champion of the year of 2024. Also, we are continuing our open mics at the Lois Cider Center. We just completed one yesterday with Saul Preem. He will be back next month on December 11th, and the week before, which is this coming Wednesday, Felicia Kate will be hosting the Women Orator Wednesday. That is in person on 9th Street, not far from the cafe. And if you cannot attend, but you still want to watch, we have started live streaming the open mics 2 months ago, so you can watch yesterday's open mic. We had some wonderful, powerful musicians there yesterday, and we even had a service dog next to one of the poets. So, you know, again, we're welcoming everyone, so come on out if you can make it. If not, watch us online. And on that note, our first day online open mics continue. Next week we are back to 20 regular artist RSVP slots and 3 minutes. And you can sign up Wednesday 24 hours before on our ticket site, and also online on our YouTube channel and Facebook page. You can find all 11 episodes from the Beatniks on the Road series, which went throughout the United States this year. The last location that we visited for this calendar year was New York City, and Kai, who happens to be one of the poets competing tomorrow, featured in there, and somebody's mama, who performed with us at the Poetry Festival on Governor's Island earlier this year. She also is in this episode. This episode is 2 days old. It is on our YouTube channel. You can watch it for free at any time you want to. So check us out. Check out our social media. All of our events on our ticket calendar, nuyorican.org/calendar, our Linktree page. You can also contribute and donate to us. This coming Tuesday is Giving Tuesday. Our executive director is going to have an announcement and video clip for this in the next few days. And we are planning a raffle on Tuesday, on Giving Tuesday, December 3rd. And we're going to actually raffle away 2 tickets to the Grand Slam. So stay tuned. If you're not yet following us on social media, now is the time to click that subscribe or follow button, because exciting things are coming up and continue to come up on our social media. So on that note, let us get back to our online open mic. And I think, Elemen2al, this is like the earliest I've done the the halftime show in quite a while, you know. So it is just so great that we're all here and going for our performance list. You know, again, so many powerful performances thus far, and the next performer is certainly not shying away from this. Principi, if you can hear or see me, I am asking you to unmute. I hope you are there. Yes, you are. So welcome back, everyone. Principi, Gaiti Junior, it's so great to have you here on the holiday today. Principi, you know how it goes. Let everyone know where we may follow you. The floor is all yours. Welcome back.
Impressible eyes. My impressible eyes seek life like a wanderer, yet like a child, I seek comfort. In the corner, my eyes see a soul. My eyes see a soul, one that used to be whole, but now is neither corner. The soul used to see ray the light. Now it's on a line, being a tool. In this decomposing society, I would rather sleep than let my eyes weep. I don't want to be a liability. I wouldn't want to see the dead soul again. I would rather be solved, so I would be solved, so I'd rather be gone. Still, impressionable eyes will fall victim every time. And I read two more. This one is called "Oh to the Extrovert." To the extrovert, I enshrine your confidence that's flamboyant. Your ability to speak openly to people while I do a quiet trot away from others. I can never be you. When women easily come to you like two magnets, I admire that. Better yet, I love when a hummingbird meets the eagle. In life, we can't pick who we become, but we shall accept ourselves. Grateful, grateful I ever was than now, because my mother's enticing cooking, cornbread stuffing filled my belly. But the last jar of the glass jar full of assorted jellies. Then all the way to my aunt's house and mingle with loved ones. What a treat. By the end of it, I was stuffed like luggage on an airplane. Grateful, grateful for the time because I will never have them back. Thank you.
You know what? There's something so very real about the time that you can't get back. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Principi.
Always great to hear it. And Elementa, did you notice he didn't just have one notebook, two notebooks, right? If I saw that correctly, though. The dedication, the writing, I mean, wow. Keep going, keep going.
Yeah, love that. Great shout out, Ron, for real.
And from one wallflower to another, Principe, introverts are coming back in style. 2025, brother. We're coming back in style.
Tell them. They coming back like waves and shags. Like they coming back, y'all, for real. Listen, Principe, every time I hear you, man, like you continue to gain more confidence in your voice, in your writing, right? And with everything, you always put in one of these juxtapositions in your work. That's what I realized about you. Like, and in this one, you said, when a hummingbird meets the eagle. Like, where are they hanging out at? When do those two get together? Like, but I appreciate you always looking at your poetry from two very different perspectives, right? And clowns on the left of them, jokers on the right. Here I am. Stuck in the middle with poetry. Appreciate you, man, for really for what you do. Listen, y'all. Really, we really wouldn't be able to do this week after week without Mission Control, man. And this guy is 100% worth every ounce of praise. So please, please unmute yourself. Give it up for Ron Mark Thompson.
Hey,
Ron.
Thank you. That element didn't I'm an introvert too. Don't do that to me, you know, but
I know this. All the way up in the BX. Listen, man, I appreciate what you do. Always, Ron. For real. I'm thankful for you today. Just like every single one of these folks in our great community, man. I'm thankful for you too, for always staying committed to what we do. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you. And I also want to echo what Ngoma mentioned. The bartender, one of the bartenders of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, Pepe D'Angelo, we learned today that he had passed away. I did not have the pleasure of meeting him in person, but I heard so many wonderful things, about him. So rest in peace, all the support stuff. My program team members, Elemen2al got a chance to see us preparing for tomorrow for the final Friday Slam. There is so much that we need to prepare on the tech end, on the logistic end. So everyone in the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, whether you're on the operations team, whether you have been a bartender, whether you have been an usher at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater where we're holding our usual final Friday Slams, everyone, we appreciate you, and we appreciate our hosts such as Elemen2al. Thank you, everyone. Our gratitude.
Listen, it's important to appreciate the folks who are not here for fame, for glory, right? Ron is really mission control to what we do. And I just really can't appreciate you enough for the programs team, right? For Jazz and Paul and Claudia, right? Just doing what we can to make sure that we continue to move our community forward and poetry forward. Thank you, Ron, for all you do. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, Semper Fi. Shout out all the vets in the building. Shout out Swanye West. Shout out Double Dragon. Shout out Concrete Generation. Keeper of Concrete in the building. Shout out Lotus Generation. Listen, the list goes on and on and on. Razor Blade that the Razor Blade shave with. This cat, I continue to say, will be the poet laureate of Earth. The one and only CP Mays in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Man, it's always great to see you, folk. You know what it is. Take it away.
Appreciate it. IG and Facebook at CP Maze, MAZE. One word though, like one word. New shit. I'm actually new shit on theme. So it's called Thanksgiving, the gift that keeps on giving. On the first day of Thanksgiving, my pseudo love gave to me, burning when I pee. On the second day of Thanksgiving, my pseudo love gave to me, back in 93, a track infection and a STD. On the third day of Thanksgiving, my pseudo love gave to me an uncomfortable swab in my wee-wee. On the fourth day of Thanksgiving, my pseudo love gave to me amoxicillin, a little ham, and some dry turkey. On the fifth day of Thanksgiving, my pseudo love gifted me a yeast infection from her bear claw, one premature donut, and some Starbucks coffee. On the last day of Thanksgiving, my pseudo love gave to me a dear John letter saying, my dearest CPMACE, please appreciate these gifts I've given to thee. A yeast infection from her bear claw, one preacher donut, and some Starbucks coffee. Amoxicillin, a little ham, and some dry turkey. Uncomfortable swab in my wee-wee. A tract infection and a STD. And burning when I pee. Thanksgiving, the gift that keeps on giving.
You're fucking ridiculous, dude. You're fucking ridiculous. Unmute yourself. Give it up for CP Mays.
I'm gonna blame Catman Bill. This is all your fault, Catman Bill. Look at CP Mays. This is like, wow, this is a different side of CP that we have not seen before. Wow.
Catman.
Wow. I told y'all, this is the greatest community in the world. I know I'm biased, right? However, I got the greatest job in the world because I get to rock with some of the best poets under the sun. Man, come on. Like, you're ridiculous. Like, every time I hear this cat, he just goes further and further over the ledge. Like, I thought you went over the ledge. Like, no, it was a ledge after that ledge. So I jumped off that one too. And then there was another ledge at the bottom. So, I just felt like, to keep it all, congruent, we just jumped off that one too. You're ridiculous, bro. Golly. Man, you continue to inspire me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you do what you do very real. You're very honest in your poetry. You're very real in your poetry. Shout out the suicide lines. Like, man, I'm thankful that our community has got a CP Mays, right? That we have a Markencia, right? That we have a Teflon Donna, that we have a daughter of Krypton, that we have a damn Catman Bill with the rotary phone. That's still one of the most beautiful things that I've seen, man. I absolutely love that, Catman. That phone is beautiful. Appreciate you, Mays, for what you do, man. You continue to inspire the community. Truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next, as I've mentioned, shout out the educators in the building. This incredible artist continues to just bring their energy, continues to remind us that real poetry is real. Shout out Jules. The one and only Teflon Donna is here. Give it up for Marianne Tef. Please let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. It is always my pleasure to be here on Thursday. And, I really like that Teflon thing, because if you're going to keep sitting me right here in the draft behind CP Mays, I need that Teflon all the way. So, of course, I couldn't resist being here tonight to say thank you for one particular blessing, this very same thank you that I've been saying every night since February 2nd. And that is the blessing that is the life of my daughter, Julia. And, oh, well, where did I put the poem? Let me see. There it is. I have to say also before I begin, I am so grateful to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe for reaching out through the ether again and again this year and holding my hand. And Julia's, and I'd really like to shout out Finn Bell and Paul Skiff and Neil Deswani, and of course CP Mays and you, Elemental, for being the brothers and sisters of another mother that I've needed all year long, and you are a blessing to me. I'd like to share tonight a poem based on a dream I had in 1995. And for my daughter's birthday tomorrow, the night I dreamed of dolphins. I knew you were coming the night I dreamed of dolphins. Walking with your father beneath moonlit veils of Spanish moss, so unlike the icy drapes that cascade from our northern roofs, I had gazed with joy and awe so many years before, as those sleek coursers sign curved up the broad river. That night, I stood on boulders, staring into a sea the color of pecans. From a depth where even my night mind knew no air breather could ascend, I watched a dolphin fly toward the surface. Mesmerized by that determined arrow, I stared as if into a hand mirror, when the dolphin stood tall on his silver flukes, held me for an indelible instant in the full sunshine of his gentle smile, then bent his strong neck and kissed me on the cheek. Unpleating my body in one move, I sat up, sure like tropical dawn that bursts from dream to daylight, and I knew, as I have never known anything before or since, you were coming the night I dreamed of dolphins. Thank you so much, poet friends. Happy evening to you all.
The night I dreamt of dolphins. Golly. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Marianne too.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds like a drink. Like, bartender, can I get a night I dreamt of dolphins on the rocks? Like, that sounds like a drink. I love it.
Yeah, happy early birthday, Jules. You know, that's
Absolutely.
got a great mom. I'm so glad your mom is with us here.
Yeah, your mom's kind of cool, Jules. Like she's kind of cool. Listen, thank you so much for being, such a moon spirit and sharing that spirit with us, for helping us to adjust the tides, right? Joski brings our weekend to balance and you help to adjust the tides, right? To keep us in that balance. I'm thankful for that. Listen, she said, I stood on boulders staring at seas the color of pecans. He held me for an indelible instant. What? Like, how you use words. Like, again, I've said this before. Like, I would love to just be in your class. I would just love to just be in your class and just soak up game. Like, for real. Like, you're incredible. Thank you for being an incredible educator and staying focused on your artwork as well. Thank you. Happy birthday, Jules. I'm telling you, your mom's cool. She's cool, bro. Thank you, Marianne. Appreciate you. Coming up next, as Teflon Donna mentioned, this gentleman, I got a chance to experience this gentleman's work at a open mic recently, held by the one and only Poetry Global Network, hosted by the one and only CP Mays. This incredible artist came through with their own just beautiful perspective on poetry, on life, and his writing is gonna jump out at you. Thank you, Neil, for being here. It is great to see you. You see how these things are going. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Let these folks know where they can find you. Please, sir, take it away and welcome.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Neil Deswani, but I put in my email. Firstly, thank you, Elemental. Thank you, Ron. Thank you to the whole community for being who you are. You sustain me, and I'm very grateful. I'm going to read a poem which some of you've heard. It is Thanksgiving. It does reference pilgrims, but it also gives equal weight, I hope, to Native Americans. But it goes on. It's more of a blessing to everybody that I can think of. So here goes. Thanksgiving. To the pilgrims and the deep-rooted, the plunderers and the looted, to the half-naked and full-suited, the loud and the muted, to the inquisitors and the persecuted, the broken, the reconstituted, to the believers and the deluded, the extroverts and the secluded, to the heathens and the baptized, the in-crowd and the ostracized, to the novice and the canonized, the overlooked and the recognized, to the parishioners and the pontiffs, the Robin Hoods and the sheriffs, to the defendants and the plaintiffs, the aides and their bailiffs, to the generous and the miser, the foolish and the wiser, to the serfs and the Kaiser, the advised and the advisor, to the cautious and the careless, the skittish and the fearless, to the selfish and the selfless, the hirsute and the hairless, to the students and the proctors, the patients and the doctors, to the audience and the actors, the employees and directors, to the traitors and the patriots, the locals and expatriates, to the helpers and employers, to the bankers and the lawyers, to the prey and the predators, the reporters and the editors, to the electorate and the senators, the indebted and the creditors, to the elders and the youngsters, the sons and the daughters, to the maters and the paters, to all you brothers and sisters, To all of you, I will say only this. Whichever ship you sailed on, whatever voyage you undertook, with tailwinds that favored or stormy gales that hindered, whether your course was linear or an odyssey of detours, be thankful, be grateful for the safe passage that you've had. Thank you.
That cat said an audience of detours. Golly, unmute yourself. Give it up for Neil this morning.
So glad you're here, Neil.
Woo! Neil.
Sir, welcome,
Thank
sir. You are home now, but tell you, wow.
Thank you for coming, Neil.
Thanks, Mary.
Sir, you know, and this is what I told you. This is why I said what I said. This gentleman just has a way of delivering his work, sir. It just it's the library behind you, right? And it speaks through you, right? And it comes through in your work, and it's very, very clear. I listen. Where the hell you been? Like, I know I ran into you at Bottoms Up, but like, yo, where the hell you been? Right? To the inquisitors, to the plunderers, to the extroverts and the secluded, to the overlooked and the recognized, to the generous and the miser, the skittish and the fearless. I can't remember the last time I heard the word miser or skittish, but damn it, it might show up in some of my work. I appreciate those words because they just hit very differently, right? And I'm thankful the way that you use your words and how you sprinkle in those beautiful, like, make sure this is not your last time coming through, sir. We definitely want to hear more from you. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Thank you for coming through. All right, we have two more folks in the building, and we are gonna listen. And I haven't seen either one of these gentlemen in quite a while. One, the Iron Chef, the other, the National Treasure. Let's get to it. Coming up first, let me tell y'all real quick. This gentleman is the cat that inspired my crazy backgrounds. He was the first cat in Zoom that even showed me that it was possible. His artwork is always delicious. He always takes time with each and every ingredient that he calls stanzas in his work. I like to call this cat the Iron Chef of poetry. The one and only Generalissimo is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Generalissimo. Really, it's been too long, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you very much. I'll just say that my next Cafe Generalissimo will be 28th. Today is what, Thursday? I think it's going to be Monday. I think Monday's the 1st. So it's always on the 1st and 3rd Monday of every month. And so this is a very old poem. Both of my nephews, my brother raised my nephews very well. And so this is when I was treated rudely by a teenager. And after having been in Atlanta and experiencing how wonderful my nephews were, this is called Apologetic. Someone recently apologized to me for something that didn't necessarily offend me and had nothing to do with me, yet the apology was so genuine, so sincere, my heart was touched unintentionally. It reminded me of how every time someone says, excuse me, I have to say, excuse me back, and we go back and forth, like those two cartoon chipmunks who say, thank you very much, no, thank you very much, no, thank you very much, all because neither of us really know who got in whose way. Then I thought how when someone says thank you and I say you're welcome, the other person says thank you back, because people rarely say you're welcome anymore, and those simple words thank you have become a sign of someone with exceptionally good manners rather than just a basic element of everyday conversational lexicon. And then I thought of how my father, God bless his soul, actually I'm Jewish and Jews rarely say God bless his soul, because a man's soul gets blessed or not based on how he lives his life, not what someone says after he's dead. My father used to always say, good manners like saying please, thank you, and you're welcome don't take any extra energy. And now I think that there are kids these days there are kids these days that don't know the meaning of the word manners, or that the word manners exists because their parents don't take the very little time to teach them about manners. They'll learn about it at school just like they learn about sex. And that reminds me that so many people consider if they apologize for anything, it's a sign of weakness. Thusly, they can never again be the type A alpha male or female leader of the pack, rather than the idea that simple kindness, courtesy, and humility are good things that build good character. So thank you very much for your heartfelt apology. No, thank you very much. No, thank you very much. You're welcome. Just thank you. Then.
And this is why I yell at this gentleman, because I always get full off his work. Unmute yourself, please. Give it up for Generalissimo.
Yeah, Brian.
Dang.
It's been too long. You and our next performer, thank you, and keeping the theme. Thank you for being here with us, whether or not we see you or hear from you each week. But we value everyone, including you.
Yes, sir. You are a valued member of our community, as you have been for all the years that you've been rocking with us. Listen, it's just how you always lay out what you do. It just, like the pictures that you take, it's just so well plated, sir. Like you can't help but, like, I can't eat this. I have to take a picture of this first. And that's how your work always comes out, sir. And we are appreciated. We truly appreciate all of the dishes that you serve to us in the form of your beautiful poetry. Thank you, sir, for doing what you do. All right. So, rounding out our guaranteed list this evening is a cat that I'd like to call our national treasure. This gentleman is like, whether he's telling stories or he's singing songs or he's reminding the world of its teetering on imperialism or fascism, this gentleman is all kinds of incredible. I promise you, you won't forget it. The one and only Mr. Tez Somok is in the building. Oh, it's been too long, Mr. Tez. Let these folks know where they can find you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Tez Talk. Sir, please take it away.
All right, thank you, sir. It's been a long while, and I'm just happy to see a lot of you still here, and we haven't gone away. And this is it's been a rough year. It was a rough previous 4 years, not the last 4 years, but the antecedent 4 years. And it's having talked with Mr. Bearwolf, he was very traumatized by this event, and so I just want to catch up with you guys. German puppets burned the Jews. Jewish puppets did not choose. Puppet vultures eat the dead. Corpses, puppet corpses, they are fed. Puppet winds and puppet waves. Puppet sailors in their graves. Puppet flower, puppet stem. Time, puppet time, then dismantles them. Puppet me and puppet you. Puppet German, puppet. Puppet presidents command puppet troops to burn the land. Puppet fire, puppet flame. feed on all the puppet name. Puppet lovers in their bliss, turn away from all of this. Puppet reader shakes his head, takes his puppet wife to bed. Puppet me and puppet you, puppet German, puppet Jew. Puppet presidents command puppet troops to burn the land. Puppet fire, puppet flames, feed on all the puppet names. Puppet night comes down to play the after act, the puppet day. And that is a Leonard Cohen piece, Puppets.
Mr. Tez, this is why we need you. This is why we need you in our spirit, man, because there's only one Mr. Tez. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Tez Somo.
I was here when that happened. I was here when that happened.
So good to hear from you, Mr. Tess, and thank you for not shying away, for singing, this is why we missed you, but glad to have you here.
Thank you all. It's good to be in company of such great poets and audience members. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tez, for always doing what you do at such a high level. Like you said, the previous, going forward, like we have really come a very long road together. This community has weathered lots of storms, right? And we are thankful that we still have members of our community that can bring that energy, right? Like I miss this cat's stories. Talking about storytellers, like this is probably the first one, right? Like his stories about the wolf, and just trust me, folks. If you don't know Mr. Tezasomo, he is truly a man of this earth. He truly is. He's got earth under his nails. He's got earth in his veins. Like Mr. Tez is one of those folks. Thank you, Mr. Tez, for continuing to come through and just be you. Truly appreciate you, sir. Ah, man, it's something about Mr. Tez. He always just, he just does that. All right. I see Warren Dixon has come in the building. If you're ready to get down, Warren, we could definitely do that. And then we're probably gonna close the night with a poem from two people that you don't hear from all the time. So Mr. Warren Dixon, if you are ready to get down, come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Listen, it's always great to see you and the work that you put in, sir. Please take it away.
What better way to close out Thanksgiving than being here with y'all tonight? Elemental, godly, if there's truly one thing on God's green earth that I'm thankful for, it's you, my friend. It's you giving me this opportunity to have a safe space like Nuyorican Poets Cafe, to be able to express my poetic talents, my artistic skills, my creativity overall. This has truly been one of my favorite places to come to every week for these virtual open mics. And yeah, man, you have really set the tone here this all year long. And I couldn't be more proud to call Nuyorican my open mic home, so to speak. So thank you. Truly appreciate it. Before I get started, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I do have one poem there because I am kind of full from this turkey that I ate. So I'm gonna share this poem, and then I'm going to do 29 push-ups since this is my last Thanksgiving, my final year in my 20s. So you guys can bear with me 1 second while I get this poem up and running. That would be appreciated. Okay. So this poem that I'm going to read is in fact based on tonight's theme. And this poem actually I did last year at Nuyorican Poets Cafe. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Paul Concaso, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I shared this poem last year when he was the host. And a lot of people actually like this poem, believe it or not. I was pretty surprised. I figured I'd do it again this year as it relates to. So this is called Thanksgiving to Me. What is Thanksgiving to me? Well, we are people to think about your blessings. I count on, and it goes 1, 2, thank you, Lord, for all you do. 3, 4, your presence comforts me even more. But for real, what is Thanksgiving to me? It's a nourishment for the soul I'm the captain of. Or if I master this, do I take it for granted like the turkey that folks overseas wish they had? God forbid. It's no thank you still from my mouth, the destination of individuality, reality looking out at me from the front of my windshield, hoping I'll stop at another bedroom, because that's the color as flavor tastes best, which is gratitude. That sweetness of knowing just how grateful I am for my family for the pumpkin pie. Then, once I'm through with that, I end the dish in the sink so I can wish out those who are ungrateful, who are fortunate, the homeless, the impoverished, and the hungry. So, when you ask me what Thanksgiving is to me, I'll just say it's more than a tradition. It's more than a decision. It's about the recognition of the blessings that I've given. I'm no mathematician, but Thanksgiving doesn't mean division, but I need your full attention so I can lay out my definition. It's the condition of precision where my mind is put in position to be wishing for a vision that's brought to fruition. Vision where loan debt can finally be forgiven and college folks with submissions can earn free tuition and involves no politician. It's far from being a religion. It's not about me in the kitchen trying to get a good nutrition. It's all about the rendition of thanking God for the ambition to accomplish the mission with him as your supervision. In addition, our hearts are about as broken as the system where people of opposition have admission to this prison, the prison of competition, where everyone thinks they're winning when they're people who are starving in other countries like Great Britain. Instead of us pretending like all of this is fiction, we need to know the facts, not just go off our opinions. I hope I gave a description of my Thanksgiving benediction, and that's coming from this who is grateful to be a Christian. Thank you.
We need to know the facts, not just go off our opinion. Come on, man. That's what it is. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Warren Dixon.
Bravo. Thank you for returning on Thanksgiving, Warren. And shout out to, Paul Concasso. I looked at you. He was right. He guest co-hosted last year's Thanksgiving. So thank you, Paul. Thank you, Warren. Amazing.
For real. Shout out Conqueso. Storm God's in the building. That's my dude. Shout out Matty Iceman. Shout out Ray Jane. Listen, I know everybody misses Ray. I miss Ray, right? But Ray is good. All right, Ray is working. You're gonna see something from Ray very soon. So be on the lookout, right? Listen, Thunder Lung is not done. Just so you ought to know, Thunder Lung is not done. Warren, when you come through, man, like, you have a very cerebral style, man, right? And you like to dig into the brain matter, man. And I appreciate the fact that you do that, right? You bring light to spaces that people may not necessarily focus on, right? Like you said, it's about the recognition of the thanks I'm giving, right? The impoverished and the hungry, right? Involves no politician, thanking God for the ambition, right? Our hearts are about as broken as the system. Like, that's just the real deal, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for continuing to come through with your insight, with your genius, with your forward-thinking aspect on poetry and sharing it with us, man. You are truly a member of the greatest community in the world and a very integral part. And we appreciate you, sir. Truly. All right, folks, listen. And I will shout out some folks that, weren't able to make it. But listen, we are going to end the night with 2 poems from the folks who get to sit on this side week after week. We get to enjoy all the work that you do, but you don't always get a chance to hear from us. So I'm going to pass it to RMT to get down. I will rip, and then we will close. We will hang out in the cipher for a few minutes, folks, just to give everybody a chance to actually rip with each other. And then we're going to check out, folks. I thank you all for keeping the time tight. Like, it's perfect. All right. So, listen, how much can I say about this guy right here, man? Really, he is 100% genuine. I am just thankful that this cat is always a part of what I do. I really couldn't do it without this dude. Make sure you show your love for the one and only Ron Mark Thompson. Come on, Ron. It's been forever since I heard you, Rip. Ron, come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you. And I definitely get inspired by everyone here. I will be writing more pieces next year. This is one of my goals. I have a very short piece today to just, to do, since I'm a little motivated by the theme. If you want to find me online, I am at Ron Mark Thompson. I'll put that in the chat after I'm done. But here's my very short poem to the theme. Here we go, and it's literally called My Thanks. Thank you, Elemen2al, for adding me to the good luck round. Thank you, everyone in the audience, for listening and sticking around. Thank you, Zoom, for connecting us virtually. Thank you, fellow poets, for being my family. Thank you, Nuyorican Poets Cafe, for keeping us together in Zoom. Thank you for continuing to allow us to hear each other and see in this online room. Thank you, gods in heaven, for sending rain to New York City. Thank you for the drought to finally end somewhat slowly. Thank you, Ed Poetastic, for inspiring me to rhyme. Thank you, everyone, for giving us a good and healing time. So this is my little thank you. Thank you again, everyone in the community. I love you. We love you. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Elemen2al, for hosting, as always. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone. Oh, sorry.
Dude, come on, y'all.
I could have sworn you had a southern accent. I could have swore you had a southern accent.
Maybe I've been hanging out too much with you, Saffron, poets, love you. One of these days I'm gonna have to come make it to Texas though, that's one of my other goals though, for the year.
My goodness. Ron, you just like, let me just a real quick story. Ron Mark Thompson used to come and rip with us every week, right? Before Ron was in the spot that he's in. And Ron was like the bright spot of the night because Ron would end his poems with, I just want your night to be shiny and bright, right? And I used to love that, man. It was something about how you did that. You always projected light into the community, man. And you continue to do that. Even though we don't get a chance to hear from you all the time, you continue to be that light of our community, Ron. I couldn't thank you enough, sir. Truly, truly appreciate it.
And I would just want to say, this is why you're such a great host. You remembered that, from so many years ago, though, that line, the line. So because you listen, you truly care about us. So thank you, Elemen2al, as well.
I appreciate that, man. I truly care about y'all. Like it's really, really what I look forward to every week. It's not just lip service, folks. I really do. And so I am going to share this piece and then we're going to get out of here. I'm going to do a good night. And then, again, we're going to hang out for a few minutes to make, everybody get a chance to say what they want to say to each other. This is me and Mouse, man. My beautiful son is here and he and I were up until like 6 o'clock this morning. And so this kind of came out of it. So this is the thanks I'm giving. They say blood is thicker than water-based I love yous drowned in a sea of regret, maybe forget, but I forgot which is which, or if there's even a difference in deviation or variation of what family can be. Sometimes your DNA spells DOA, where perspective becomes electric when you're outside looking in, throwing stones at reflections of madness make glass ripple. How does faith crack anyway? Under weight of if I only woulda, shoulda, coulda be anything other than this. This place, this place where we question, turn answers, conundrum, maybe nutcrackers or old dirty bastards with lavish dreams of crime scenes that change ways we see schemes. And still hope freely under money trees, a perfect place for shade. Stay cool, motherfuckers. Y'all know the rules. Tell me, what does thanks look like? Look like for tongues tied to ideas of tasteless substance where hustle becomes bustle and gutters of side streets or memory lanes, maybe boulevards of hearts broken in names of holidays. Call it grateful. What does love taste like? When flambéed next to hates in my house, my son runs laps around burners like Monaco turns. Watch how he let that rule what it do, make your nose 100 proof. Life can be old fashioned, redefine tradition beyond turkey, cranberry, Harry Carey, full of taste, stuffing be thy names, gravy, baby, make boat float me to a place called bliss and a pinch of seasonal seasoning, savoring special time shared, lasting lifetimes, because right time smells like today, like right now, as if stars pulled up chairs to say blessings to a universe of family, forgiveness, and grace, because years don't count past calendars. Interactions are endless. The final frontier. Places don't dictate distance. Travel, devotion is not calculated in kilometers. Knots tied to let blood flow. Love flow. Never hesitate to express your gratitude for those that built and destroyed what you thought you knew. Made reality endangered species called once upon a time we were thankful for blessings that sound like today. I appreciate all of y'all for what you do and how you do it and sharing it with us continuously. It's been a great year, folks, and we are almost nearing the end. And I couldn't think of a better way to round out the year with the greatest community in the world.
But hold on, before we do that, everyone give it up for Elemen2al. I never got a chance to do that. That was amazing.
I appreciate you, man. Really.
What a great poem. Wow.
That's just some new shit. Shout out to Paint Slingers in the building. Really, thank you so much for what y'all do and how you do it. I really do have the best job in the Zoomverse because I get to rock with the greatest community in the world. I thank you all. Shout out Lantern Carrier. Shout out Zach Frater. Shout out Elizabeth Horan. Shout out Kayla Dudley. Shout out Bill Elkins and all of the rest of the incredible members of our community. Again, make sure you are plugging into Final Fridays tomorrow night. One of our own, Dr. Z Page, is going to be competing in the slam. Make sure you fall through, folks. It has been a great year up to this point, and we are going to continue to rock. Make sure you stay tuned for the cipher, and we're going to end the night like this until we meet again. May this energy we conjured this week supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night, spending Thanksgiving with y'all, spending all year with y'all. Until next week, y'all, peace and blessings.